Hey everyone, it's Paige, and today I'm going to do my September wrap-up and October TBR. As many of you know, September was a really busy month for me. I went to London at the end of the month, so that kind of screwed up my reading schedule, and I was preparing a lot for that, so I didn't really have time to read, and I wasn't really in the mood a lot of the time for reading. So I didn't read a whole lot, and I'm probably not going to read a whole lot in October either, but this is what I did read. At the end of August, I had picked up The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, and I was kind of tentative about this because I didn't know how much I would like it, and I've tried to pick up the series like 3 times before, but I ended up really liking it and loving it, and I finished it right at the beginning of September, so this was the first book that I had finished, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, but I did put it on my all-time favorites shelf, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the entire series in a review that I'm eventually going to have linked down below. I'm going to do a series review, so you can check out all my thoughts there on this. And then immediately after The Raven Boys, I obviously picked up The Dream Thieves because I wanted to find out what happened next. And I think this is my favorite of the series. I really like Ronan. He had a really big presence in this one, so that was really exciting to find out more about him and who he is in the story. So I gave this one also 4 out of 5 stars. And of course, surprising no one, I picked up Blue Lily, Lily Blue right after that. I actually really liked this one too. I thought it was really interesting. It had some really good stuff about Blue and her family, and I think there was a lot more revealed about them. I also gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. And then just to take a break from The Raven Boys, I reread Daughters of Darkness by L.J. Smith. This is the second book in the Night World series, and I love these books. I think they're really fun and really quick reads. I think I went through this in like 2 hours or something. And these brand new editions are so beautiful. Again, I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars, as I have every previous time that I've reread it. Because I don't own The Raven King and I didn't have it from the library yet, I read the little holiday in-between novels. They're kind of prequels to the series. So the first one is called 300 Foxaway Holiday Piece, and it's really short. It's probably like 1,000 words or something, but it was really cute. It was about Blue and her family and kind of like what they do during the holidays. So it was just a really fun piece to read. And I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars. And then the other prequel one was more about Gainsey, whatever, and his friends, like, you know, Ronan, Adam, and Noah, obviously. And it was more of a holiday-centered thing around them. And that one was called A Minor Raven Boys Holiday Drabble. And I gave that one also 4 out of 5 stars. It was really fun. So I picked up the ebook of The Raven King because I was on my way to England and I wanted something to read on the plane, and obviously I don't own The Raven King yet. I pre-ordered the paperback because I want my whole series to look the same. So that's supposed to come out, I guess, in February, so that one's going to be a while. But I got the ebook and I read it partially on the plane on the way to England. I read it a lot on the tube, and I almost missed my stop once because I was so enthralled with the story. So I like bolted off the train and all these people saw me do that, and that was kind of embarrassing. That one definitely took me a lot longer to read than the rest of the series, and I think it's the one that I liked the least. I don't know why exactly. I'll probably talk about this more in my review, but I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and it was just kind of a lackluster ending, I felt like, and maybe too because I was kind of distracted with my traveling and stuff. So I'm glad I finished the series and I'm glad I read it because I really love it, but that ending was just kind of meh. Like, I feel like I have more questions than answers, so And then this one I technically finished in October, but I read the bulk of it in September, so I'm going to include it. And that's In the Pink, Not a Hunting Memoir. This is by Nick Sedgwick. I went to London for the Pink Floyd exhibit, and that's literally like one of the only reasons why I went. I really wanted to see the exhibit, and I did see it, and it was fantastic. I went 3 times because I'm a member of the museum, so I got to go for free each time. And I knew that this book existed and had kind of been something that was supposed to come out in the late 70s, but never did, and then it finally came out like 3 months ago, I think. It was too expensive to buy online because I would have had to pay shipping internationally to the United States, and I didn't want to buy it off of Roger Waters' website because, again, shipping was like insane, so I was like, okay, I'll just buy it when I'm there and read it while I'm there. And I did, and I read it, and I just, I love Pink Floyd so much, and this was really funny and kind of sad and really just interesting to read, like a different aspect of the band. I gave this one obviously 5 out of 5 stars, probably my favorite, one of my favorite reads of the month, just because I was so swept away by England and Pink Floyd and everything related to that, so that was really fun. And I was reading this on the plane ride home, and I was just like laughing and stuff, and like all the people sitting around me were kind of giving me funny looks, but I didn't care because I love this band, so yeah, that was kind of fun. So because I didn't read literally any of the books that I had wanted to read in September, I just feel like I'm not gonna do any lists for a little while, because I made a list for the summer and I got through most of it, and that was kind of fun, but I'm just kind of burnt out, I think, from like crossing things off my list, so I'm just gonna do it like a read whatever I feel like as I go throughout the month. But there are 3 books that I kind of want to get to. If I don't get to them, it's not a big deal, but these are like the top of my list. The first one being a book that I didn't get to last month, and that's The Inevitable Victorian Thing by E.K. Johnston. Number one, why I want to get to this is obviously because I just came back from England, so I'm kind of still swept up in all of this English stuff, and I love Queen Victoria and I like reading about her. So to have a story that's kind of fictionalized around like that era and beyond that, I really want to get to this, and it comes out in October. I don't know exactly when, so I'm going to try to get to this one, finally. And then another book that I'm really excited for that I won at the Barnes & Noble Bee Fest was Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. I really love Marie Lu's work. I read Warcross earlier this year, and that was the first one I had ever read by her. So I'm very excited to check this out. I really do like Batman. I had read Wonder Woman, the Leigh Bardugo one, and I never like had read anything Wonder Woman-ish before, and she wasn't a superhero that I was really enthralled with, but I really like Batman and his kind of story and all that. I'm very excited to check this out and see what's up. And it's really thin, and this comes out in January, so if I don't get to it right away, it's not a big deal. Another book that Sam and I have been talking about forever, which I feel like is a lot of books, is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, or Victoria Schwab. And I've been wanting to get to this one for a long time, and I know that this takes place kind of in London, so this would be another perfect one, I think, to read after my trip. And I bought the 3rd one in this series while I was there in London because it was really cheap. So I'm very excited to kind of check this series out and see what all the hype is about, because everyone really seems to like it. That's everything I read in September and everything I kind of hope to read in October. Tell me if you are reading anything exciting in October, any spooky reads or anything like that. I'm not really picking up anything that's too spooky themed, I guess. I'm not really in the mood for it right now, maybe because the weather in California is just so sunny and summery still, whereas when I was in London it was kind of more fall-ish, so I think I was able to breeze through books more quickly, which doesn't really make any sense, but I guess for me it does. That being said, that's what I read, that's what I hope to read. We'll see if it happens, as usual, which it probably won't, because that's the type of reader I am. If you have read any of these or are going to read any of these, leave me a comment below or comment what you are going to read and let me know. I just really like hearing from you guys. Even though I said this last time, I'm really bad about answering comments because I get the email and I kind of ignore them and then I don't answer them, but I promise I'm trying to get better about answering things. And I will have a book haul up soon. I think I'll probably have 2 because I got a lot of books this month and I have a lot to show you and very exciting things to show you. And all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, of course subscribe, like, you know, comment, all that good stuff. There's tons of links below to find me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, my regular website, and hopefully I will see you guys soon. Bye! Oh my god. I'm sick, so I can like barely talk. Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Ugh, let's start that over. So that's everything I read in, what month is it?